Shalom, my friends. I want to ask you a question that might make you uncomfortable. Why is it that some people seem to attract money effortlessly, while others struggle their entire lives and never break free from financial stress? Why is it that two people can have the same education, the same opportunities, the same starting point, but one becomes wealthy and the other stays broke? Is it luck? Is it talent? Is it connections? No. The answer is something far more profound, something that most people never discover. The secret to getting rich is not about your job, your background, or even how hard you work. The secret is about how your mind is programmed. It's about the invisible scripts that are running in your brain, scripts that were written when you were a child, scripts that are controlling your financial decisions right now, in this very moment, without you even realizing it. Today I'm going to reveal to you the science of getting rich, not the motivational fluff, not the get-rich-quick schemes, but the actual neuroscience, the psychology, the ancient wisdom that explains why some people build wealth and others don't. And more importantly, I'm going to show you how to reprogram your brain in just 21 days so that wealth building becomes as natural to you as breathing. This is not theory. This is science. This is Torah. This is transformation. Let me tell you about two brothers I know. Let's call them Aaron and Levi. They grew up in the same house, with the same parents, in the same neighborhood. They both went to good schools. They both got decent jobs. But today, 20 years later, Aaron is a multimillionaire, and Levi is living paycheck to paycheck, drowning in debt, constantly stressed about money. What happened? What made the difference? It wasn't intelligence. Levi is actually smarter than Aaron. It wasn't work ethic. Levi works harder than Aaron. It wasn't luck. They both had the same opportunities. The difference was their money mindset. The difference was the scripts that were running in their brains. Let me explain. When Aaron and Levi were growing up, their father lost his job. Money was tight. There was stress in the house. But Aaron and Levi, those scripts have determined their entire financial lives. This is what I want you to understand. Your wealth is not determined by your circumstances. It is determined by your mindset. And your mindset is determined by the scripts that are running in your brain. Scripts that were written years ago. Scripts that you didn't even choose. But here's the good news. You can rewrite those scripts. You can reprogram your brain. And when you do, everything changes. In the Torah, in the book of Deuteronomy, Moses tells the Israelites, "See, I have set before you today life and good, death and evil." He's not just talking about moral choices. He's talking about mindset. He's saying that you have a choice. You can choose to see abundance or scarcity. You can choose to see opportunity or limitation. You can choose to see possibilities or obstacles. And the choice you make will determine the life you live. This is the first principle of the science of getting rich. Wealth begins in the mind. Before you can build wealth in the world, you must build it in your brain. You must develop what I call a wealth consciousness, a way of thinking that naturally attracts money, opportunities, and success. But how do you do this? How do you reprogram your brain? Let me explain the neuroscience. Your brain has three key systems that control your relationship with money. The first is the amygdala, which stores emotional memories. This is where your feelings about money live. If you grew up in a house where money caused stress, where there were fights about bills, where there was never enough, then your amygdala has associated money with fear, with anxiety, with pain. And every time you think about money, those emotions get triggered. The second system is the hippocampus, which stores contextual memories. This is where your experiences with money are stored. The time your family couldn't pay the rent. The time you were embarrassed because you couldn't afford something your friends had. The time you saw your parents worry about money. All of these memories are stored in your hippocampus, and they shape. Your brain has something called neuroplasticity, which means it can change, it can adapt, it can create new pathways. You can reprogram your default mode network. You can replace your scarcity mindset with a wealth mindset. You can replace your fear with excitement. You can replace your limiting beliefs with empowering beliefs. And when you do this, when you reprogram your brain, wealth building becomes natural. It becomes automatic. It becomes who you are. In the Talmud, there is a teaching. According to the effort is the reward. But I want to add something to this. According to the mindset is the effort. If you have a scarcity mindset, you will never put in the effort required to build wealth, because deep down you don't believe it's possible. But if you have a wealth mindset, the effort becomes effortless, because you believe, you expect, you know that wealth is your destiny. So, how do you build a wealth mindset? How do you reprogram your brain? Let me give you 7 practical steps, 7 daily practices that if you commit to them for just 21 days will completely transform your relationship with money. Step 1. Change your language about money. Stop saying things like, "I can't afford it," or "money is tight," or "I'm broke." These words are programming your brain for scarcity. Instead, start saying things like, "Money is a tool," or "I am building wealth," or "Opportunities are everywhere." Your words create your reality. Choose them carefully. In the book of Proverbs, King Solomon writes, "Death and life are in the power of the tongue." This is not just spiritual wisdom, this is neuroscience. The words you speak create neural pathways in your brain. When you say, "I'm broke," your brain believes it and looks for evidence to confirm it. But when you say, "I am building wealth," your brain starts looking for opportunities, for solutions, for ways to make it true. Step 2. Set clear, specific financial goals. Your brain needs a target. It needs to know where you're going. If you just say, "I want to be rich," your brain has no idea what. Studying wealth? Read books, take courses, listen to podcasts. Learn about investing, about budgeting, about taxes, about passive income. Make financial education a daily habit, even if it's just 10 minutes a day. In our tradition, we have a concept called Talmud Torah, which means the study of Torah. But the deeper meaning is this: learning is never finished. You are always a student. You are always growing. Apply this principle to money. Become a lifelong student of wealth. Step 4. Change your environment. This is one of the most powerful and most overlooked strategies. Your environment shapes your mindset. If you are surrounded by people who complain about money, who have a scarcity mindset, who think rich people are evil, then that mindset will rub off on you. But if you surround yourself with people who are building wealth, who have an abundance mindset, who see opportunities everywhere, then that mindset will rub off on you. Let me tell you a story about Dhirubhai Ambani, one of the wealthiest men in India. When he was young and struggling, he used to go to five-star hotels just to sit in the lobby and drink tea. Why? Because he wanted to observe wealthy people. He wanted to see how they dressed, how they talked, how they thought. He wanted to immerse himself in that environment, even though he couldn't afford it yet. He was programming his brain for wealth. You can do the same. You don't have to spend money. Just go to a wealthy neighborhood and walk around. Go to a luxury hotel and sit in the lobby. Go to a high-end bookstore and browse. Expose your brain to the environment of wealth, and your brain will start to believe that wealth is normal, that wealth is possible, that wealth is for you. Step 5. Become solution-oriented, not problem-focused. Poor people focus on problems. Rich people focus on solutions. When a poor person faces a financial challenge, they say, "I can't afford it," and they stop thinking. When a rich person opportunities in front of you. This practice reprograms your brain from scarcity to abundance. It shifts your focus from what's missing to what's present. And when your brain is in a state of abundance, it attracts more abundance. In our tradition, we have a prayer called Mode Ani, which we say the moment we wake up. It means, I give thanks. Before we ask for anything, before we complain about anything, we give thanks. This is the secret to a wealthy life. Step 7. Visualize your wealthy future. Your brain cannot tell the difference between a real experience and a vividly imagined experience. When you visualize yourself living a wealthy life, when you see yourself in your mind's eye making smart financial decisions, building businesses, investing wisely, your brain starts to create the neural pathways that make those things real. Every night, before you go to sleep, spend 5 minutes visualizing your financial goals. See yourself achieving them. Feel the emotions. Make it as real as possible. This is not wishful thinking. This is neuroscience. You are literally rewiring your brain for success. Now, let me bring this all together with a story from our tradition. In the Talmud, there is a teaching about a man named Rabbi Akiva. He was a shepherd, uneducated, poor, with no prospects. But he fell in love with a woman named Rachel, the daughter of a wealthy man. Her father was furious. He disowned her. He cut her off from all her wealth, and Rabbi Akiva and Rachel lived in extreme poverty. They were so poor that they had to sleep on a bed of straw. But Rachel believed in Akiva. She saw potential in him that no one else saw. And she said to him, "Go and study. Become a scholar. Become a teacher. I believe in you." And Akiva, at the age of 40, with no education, no money, no support, went to study Torah. For 24 years he studied, and he became one of the greatest scholars in Jewish history. That opportunities start appearing. You will notice that wealth building starts to feel natural, effortless, inevitable. Because here's the truth. Getting rich is not about luck. It's not about talent. It's not about connections. It's about mindset. It's about reprogramming your brain. It's about choosing abundance over scarcity, possibility over limitation, wealth over poverty. And the choice is yours, right now, in this moment. Remember the words of Moses. I have set before you life and death, blessing and curse. Choose life, that you and your descendants may live. Choose wealth. Choose abundance. Choose the mindset that will transform your financial future. Shalom, my friends. May you have the wisdom to see that wealth begins in the mind, and the courage to reprogram your brain for the abundant life you deserve. Now, let me address something that I know many of you are thinking right now. You're thinking, Rabbi, this all sounds good, but you don't understand my situation. I have real financial problems. I have debt. I have bills. I can't just think my way to wealth. And you're right. Positive thinking alone will not pay your bills. Visualization alone will not eliminate your debt. But here's what you're missing. Your mindset determines your actions, and your actions determine your results. If you have a scarcity mindset, you will take scarcity actions, and you will get scarcity results. But if you have a wealth mindset, you will take wealth-building actions, and you will get wealth-building results. Let me give you a concrete example. Two people both have $10,000 in credit card debt. Person A has a scarcity mindset. They think, I'll never get out of debt. This is hopeless. I'm stuck. So what do? They make the minimum payment every month. They keep using the credit card. Rabbi, I feel like I'm drowning. I work so hard, but I can't get ahead. I'll never be able to retire. I'll never be able to help my kids with college. I'm a failure. I looked at her and I said, Sarah, you are not a failure. You are a victim of your money scripts. Let me ask you some questions. When you think about money, what do you feel? Anxiety, she said. Stress, fear. And when you were growing up, what did your parents teach you about money? She thought for a moment. My mom always said that we couldn't afford things. My dad always said that money doesn't grow on trees. They fought about money a lot. I remember feeling scared when they fought. And what do you believe about rich people? Honestly, I think they're lucky, or they're greedy, or they inherited it. I don't think normal people like me can become rich. There it was. Her money scripts, her scarcity mindset, her limiting beliefs. And those beliefs were creating her reality. I said to Sarah, here's what we're going to do. For the next 21 days, I want you to reprogram your brain. I want you to practice the 7 steps I'm teaching you. Every morning, I want you to say out loud, I am building wealth. Money is a tool. Opportunities are everywhere. Every night, I want you to visualize yourself debt-free, with a growing savings account, with a retirement plan. I want you to read 1 chapter of a financial book every day. I want you to start looking for solutions instead of focusing on problems. She looked at me like I was crazy, but she trusted me, and she committed to doing it. 3 weeks later, she came back to see me, and she was different. She was lighter. She was smiling. She said, Rabbi, something has shifted. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel different about money. I feel like I can do this." And then she told me what had happened. She had been listening to a podcast about side hustles, and she got an idea. She was a teacher, and she was good at helping kids with reading. Getting rich. It's not magic. It's not wishful thinking. It's neuroscience. It's psychology. It's ancient wisdom applied to modern life. Now, let me give you some specific money scripts that you need to identify and replace. These are the most common limiting beliefs that keep people poor. Limiting belief number 1. Money is the root of all evil. This is actually a misquote from the Bible. The actual verse says, "The love of money is the root of all evil." There's a big difference. Money itself is neutral. It's a tool. It can be used for good or for evil. But if you believe that money is evil, your brain will sabotage any attempt to build wealth because deep down, you don't want to be evil. Replace this belief with, "Money is a tool that I can use to create good in the world." Limiting belief number 2. Rich people are greedy and selfish. This is a generalization that's simply not true. Yes, some rich people are greedy, but some poor people are greedy too. And many rich people are incredibly generous. They donate to charity, they create jobs, they solve problems. But if you believe that rich people are bad, then you will never allow yourself to become rich because you don't want to be bad. Replace this belief with, "Wealth gives me the resources to help more people and make a bigger impact." Limiting belief number 3. I'm not good with money. This is a fixed mindset. It assumes that your financial skills are set in stone, that you can't learn, that you can't grow. But this is false. Financial literacy is a skill, and skills can be learned. You weren't born knowing how to read, but you learned. You weren't born knowing how to drive, but you learned. You can learn how to manage money, how to invest, how to build wealth. Replace this belief with, "I am learning to be excellent with money." Limiting belief number 4. You have to work hard to make money. This belief keeps you trapped in the trading time for money paradigm. Yes, hard work is important, but smart work is more important, and leveraged work is even more important. The wealthiest people don't work the hardest, they work the smartest. They money scripts. Get a piece of paper and answer these 4 questions honestly. Question 1. What are your earliest memories about money? What did you see? What did you hear? What did you feel? Question 2. When you think about money right now, what emotions come up? Anxiety? Excitement? Fear? Confidence? Question 3. What do you believe about wealthy people? Are they lucky? Are they greedy? Are they smart? Are they hard-working? Question 4. When an unexpected expense comes up, how do you react? Do you panic? Do you get angry? Or do you calmly figure out a solution? Write down your answers. Be brutally honest. These answers will reveal your money scripts, the beliefs that are running in the background of your mind, controlling your financial decisions. And then, for each limiting belief you discover, write down a new, empowering belief to replace it. And for the next 21 days, every morning and every night, read your new beliefs out loud. Repeat them. Visualize them. Let them sink into your subconscious mind. This is how you reprogram your brain. This is how you create a wealth mindset. This is how you activate the science of getting rich. Let me leave you with one final teaching from the Torah. In the book of Genesis, when Jacob is fleeing from his brother Esau, he stops to sleep in the wilderness. He has nothing, no money, no possessions, just the clothes on his back. and he has a dream. He sees a ladder reaching from earth to heaven, with angels ascending and descending, and God speaks to him and says, "I am with you. I will bless you. I will multiply your descendants. I will give you this land." And when Jacob wakes up, he says something profound. He says, "God was in this place, and I did not know it." This is the key insight. The abundance, the blessing, the potential for wealth. It was always there. It was always available. But Jacob didn't see it until he had the dream, until his eyes were opened, until his mindset shifted. The same is true. Wealthy person. Choose to act like a wealthy person, and you will become a wealthy person. Shalom, and may you be blessed with the wisdom to see that the science of getting rich begins and ends in your mind.